advisor. I work with investor quarters and REI Live Sarasota. I'm so excited to have Justin with us from Open Letter. He has truly helped us take our marketing game to a whole nother level, and they are actually working every single week on publishing new things and pushing out new items that will help you become more efficient in your business, which is the name of the game. So I cannot wait to let Justin take it away and tell us more about what the new products and services are that they're offering right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Catherine. Happy to be here. So yeah, the big thing for us is I'm also a real estate investor. So a lot of the stuff that we're pushing out, we're always developing new things and testing new things even before we offer them to any of our customers. So I'm testing it out in my investment business. And if there's an issue that is in my business, generally it's in a lot of other businesses. You know, those tasks that take you away from working on revenue generating tasks, like the mundane tasks that nobody really wants to deal with, but are essential to keep your marketing and direct to seller marketing going. Everybody has that issue. So we've been spending a lot of time the last year and a half on how to solve that issue and make it very simple to not only take away those, you know, those mundane tasks, but also to help investors become better marketers and therefore increase their marketing ROI. So the program that I really want to talk about today is OLM InvestorHub. And I can spin my screen around. Asking me to do something with my, let me see. Hold on 1 second, it's asking me to give permissions.
Gotta love all the security that we have at this point.
Yeah, there we go. Let me see if that worked. Start screen. It says to apply changes and rejoin your meeting, click restart. I don't know if I want to do that.
Let me see if I can just take back presenter role and share it to you. That's normally what works on when I'm trying to share my screen, and then it pops up with, do you want to share your screen right now?
Okay.
Did that work?
Yeah, however it works. Sounds good, because I just had to go into my settings and change something around, so it might need a reset to enable it, but
it should be back to where you're presenter.
So let's check. Yeah, it's still asking me to restart. I think you should stay on and it should restart like quickly for me.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second.
Sorry guys for the technical difficulties. Organizer, okay, and make presenter. Okay. There we go, Justin. You should be.
Okay, now I'm good. Share. How's that?
I can't, there we go. Okay, I can see it. Your
See?
camera did turn off though.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let me just see. There we go.
There we go.
How's that?
Cool.
All right, so we're up and running. All right, so this platform, so what we're looking at is OLM InvestorHub. This is the dashboard. And a lot of people actually don't know what the difference between this system is and like a CRM. So let's just start off with that, because this system is pretty much new to real estate investors, and a lot of people don't even understand why they would need a system like this. So I just want to show you, and this little infographic helps out to understand the pattern. So you have your sales and marketing cycle, and that's anywhere from, especially if you're doing direct to seller marketing. You start with a list, you market, you get calls back, you work that lead to closing. Okay, that's the whole life cycle kind of your sales and marketing cycle. Most people understand what a CRM is. It captures their leads, they can automate follow-up and do all that sort of stuff, and it will take them all the way through closing the deal. Okay, that is what our system, we call our CRM, OLM Deal Flow. We're not gonna really be talking about much of that today because there's a lot of other systems like most people are familiar with it. What we're gonna be talking about is OLM InvestorHub. And this is a system prior to having contact with a prospect. So it's everything from building a list to understanding what leads are really high quality or low quality, creating a marketing strategy, automating marketing, and just managing all the calls that come in. Hey, take me off your list, undeliverable, whatever it may be, just to make sure that you have a very easy way to manage all your lists. And then we have this other system down here, which OLM returned mail system. So if you use open letter marketing for direct mail service, and I can show you very quickly in a little bit how that works, but you can actually scan in your returned mail. So you can get all of your unddeliverables, and you can actually push them into InvestorHub to identify they are unddeliverables, so then you can skip trace them very quickly.
I'm so that is
yes.
one of my least efficient tasks that I do.
And I'll show you just how easy it is. But really, I mean, from my perspective as a real estate investor, first and foremost, this has been game changing for my business. So we don't have to spend a lot of time removing people, finding people, make sure they don't get on our new get on new marketing activities if they ask to be taken off, and to deal with unddeliverables. So now that people have a good understanding of that, let me go into InvestorHub. This is the dashboard of InvestorHub, and the dashboard will give you some very high-level KPIs of not only your lead, but also your marketing activities. And this is really where the power of the system comes from. So you can see I have 19,000 leads in my system. About 1,000 of those are super leads or stacked leads. So those are leads that are on multiple lead lists. And these are kind of like your really high quality leads, because they might be on, you know, a divorce list. They might be an absentee owner driving for dollars. They could be on, you know, 2 or more lists. On the right-hand side, you'll see vacant properties. So anytime you upload into the system, some of the things that it does is it looks into your list and it says, it will check to see if the property is vacant. It will identify if the homeowner is an absentee owner. It will identify if the person that owns that property owns any other properties on that list or in your database. And it's also going to stack the leads for you to see if this particular property is on other on other lists that are in your system. It also standardizes, validates. So it does all of that stuff for you without even having to do anything. Even still, every month, it will check to identify in your system any new vacant properties. So you can see that I had 2 new vacant properties on my list, so now I can attack those very quickly. Coming down here, the lead quality, we have, so this is where it gets really interesting with the system, and that it helps a lot of people. So just taking a step back, most investors are not marketers, and marketing gets complicated depending on how many leads you're sending out and how to manage those lists and how to allocate your marketing dollars. Most investors are spending 100% of their marketing budget evenly across all of their leads. Okay, while that's okay, it's not an efficient manner to do it, because within your leads, you're going to have high quality leads like your super leads, or from me, my driving for dollar, or my vacant leads. Those are all better lead lists than like an equity list. Equity list is pretty much a low quality. I don't get many deals from that. So I don't want to spend my time and money on those leads as much as I do on my super leads or vacant leads. So as you start to input leads into the system's going to ask you, how good of a quality list is this? And if you don't know, we have recommendations that we tell you if it's high, medium, or low quality. But a lot of investors will know that based on experience. So as you start to input all these different lists, you'll see the green is obviously high quality, yellow is medium quality, and red is high quality. So I have my different lead lists that are in here and their associated quality of the list. And then on the left-hand side, even though I have 19,000 leads in my system, only 3,000 of them are my high quality leads. So the way that I use this system is I have a very specific marketing campaign for high quality leads, a different one for medium quality, and a different one from low quality, which I'll show you in a minute. I'm just trying to give you a high picture of overall picture of what the system can do. So that's on your lead management, and I'll show you the marketing campaigns in a minute. Scrolling down, you have your calendar. So as we know, there are a lot of solopreneurs as real estate investors, and being a solopreneur, there's so many tasks that you have to do and get through. and now add on a deal that you get under contract or something new, and you just added tons of tasks onto your plate. Marketing generally is something that usually gets delayed because you're focusing on other things. But as you become more experienced, you understand that consistency in marketing is the most important thing that you can possibly do. So
Can
even
you
if
say that
you're,
one more time? Because I feel like Paul and I push that so much. So can you just say that one more time? The
yeah,
consistency is so important.
consistency is the #1 most important thing. And you can, and honestly, a lot of people hold off because they're like, I don't know what mail piece and I might send the wrong thing. The worst mail piece or the worst marketing activity that you can think of, doing it consistently will get you more deals than not doing anything. So, you know, that's the biggest takeaway. Consistency is so important. But then how do you become more efficient and more consistent? This program will email you if you have upcoming marketing activities. You can also execute direct mail from here. We are working on ringless voicemail and text messaging and cold calling all in the system, which is like crazy cool. I'm so excited about. So you can do everything here, and it will automate a lot of stuff is automated, so you don't have to think about it. You set it up and you just don't have to think about it because it will execute for you. But if you ever got delayed, you can see all these delayed tasks. And this is not my investment portal. This is just a demo one, so I'm not that delayed. But you'll get notifications. If I am delayed, I'll get emails. Hey, you have a delayed marketing activity. Make sure it still goes out. But at the very, this screen will give you a very good overview of all that information.
That's amazing.
So within marketing campaigns, this is where the system starts to shine. Again, I mentioned that I split all my leads out into different, what I call batches. And basically think of a batch of leads that you want to market to at the same time. And generally the way that I break them out is I also look at the quality. So I group all of my high quality leads together, all of my medium quality, and then all of my low quality. So you're looking at round 4, which was in July. And a round for me is that you can see I do a lot of marketing activities: direct mail, ringless voicemail, text, email, ringless voicemail. August, we start the whole process again. Even though I'll send out a different direct mail piece, it's still direct mail, ringless voicemail, text, right? So we're doing all of these different marketing activities every single round or every single month. So right here, that's what basically a round is a subset or a group of marketing activities that you do before you start the process over again. So you can see just on the marketing activities, my low quality leads, I'm just sending very cheap and expensive. Me personally, I send postcards and text messaging, but in this system, we're just sending text messaging and RVMs. Something cheap, very easy, can be automated, that I don't have to spend a lot of time and money on, but I'm still hitting these low quality leads.
So
But then
click
if you
that
look,
check box for me again.
sorry, say that again.
Click the check box for me. What came up when you clicked that? So
So,
edit,
yep,
fill, sort.
you can edit. So in here, you can edit. So you can manage your marketing costs in here. You can change the status. So
Okay.
when you create a new task, if it's in the future, it's going to be in a pending status. So if you're fulfilling like text messaging that you can't do in the system, when you just export, when you click on export, it says, are you exporting this list to send a text message on July 20th? And if you are, you can click on export, and it's going to export and change the status to completed. So it knows you're actually fulfilling that marketing activity.
Very cool.
But if you're going to fulfill within the system for direct mail for right now, you can click on the direct mail and click on fulfillment. So now you can pull up all of the options.
Neat.
So now you can go through and say, I want to select here, I want to select this template, postage, letterhead. In this system, you can, when you import a list, you can attach returned names and a phone number specifically for that list. So now if you want to get really good with tracking your marketing and what gets the best response rate, like what lead lists, you can have a different phone number per different lead list. So if you wanted to send out direct mail, all that you have to do is check this box in this box, and it will automatically use the return address and phone numbers that are on your leads that you've already set up in the system. But a lot of people forget that they didn't set it up, so we have a notification that they're missing return addresses. So then they can always manually put it in.
Okay.
You can also remove duplicate mailing addresses, so you're not mailing to the same person. And then we're working on, this should be implemented this week, remove undeliverables. So you're not mailing to undeliverables.
That's
So
awesome.
that's the other thing. When you import into the system, it's identifying if the mailing address is undeliverable. So now you save money on not even mailing to those people. That's going to be completely free.
So I have a question for you because I like having like one admin day. That way the rest of my week is freed up. And normally
Yeah.
it's like anatomy. So is there a way, or do I have to go back in here every time and click, okay, I'm ready for this to fulfill because it is the 20th? Or is there a way to go ahead and schedule those out and get it all done?
Yeah. So through here for direct mail, right? If you're doing other fulfillment, you still have to come in and export. You can, so what I would personally recommend is if you wanted to do all of these direct mail, like direct mail here, you can order them at the same time.
Okay.
You don't have to wait till, a little bit before July 13th. Even if this was August 15th, you can still order them in the future. However, what you don't want to do is you don't want to fulfill direct mail here. And if there is, let me add a direct mail here so you can see how easy it is to send out large postcard. I'm going to do here, save. So let's say that you want to fulfill this direct mail and this direct mail one. I would
Okay.
say don't do that, and I'll explain why. With this system, the really cool thing is that not only is this giving you a nice dashboard to figure out what your marketing calendar looks like, and you also have, calendar view, so you can see when things are going out. It's also tracking and updating your lead lists. See the leads right here, 3,749, 3,720, 3,720. It's also updating your lead list when people want to be removed from your list. So here, I'll give you an example. Let's say that you just sent out a bunch of ringless voicemails and you have people that call you back and say, remove me from the list. So all of these numbers, 3720, 3720, right, so on and so forth, I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to remove 5 people off. Remove, do not contact. Now let's go back to the marketing activity. See, it went down to 3715.
Okay.
So the other reason you don't want to fulfill in advance is because these numbers are going to change as people start to call you back.
Okay.
So now all that you have to do is click on this and now you can export, or now you can fulfill before it goes out, because now your list is updated with people that were removed and you don't even have to worry about them possibly getting hit by future stuff.
Okay.
And then when you upload new lists, these people are not going to get pushed back into this marketing activity. They're going to stay in your removed leads database.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about refreshing your list, and they could potentially, the people that asked to be removed, get back on your marketing activities. They're automatically going to stay off.
Okay. Very cool.
So that's kind of how this works. And you can see, like, I do a lot more marketing activities for my high quality, so I spend much more money and focus on these leads versus my low quality. So now my marketing spend is way more efficient rather than spending the same amount of money for every single one of my leads.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Some other things in the system that I'll show you, and I just want to get to a couple of integrations. So here's the leads database. Once you click on here, and the big thing for me is like have it have a lot of functionality, but be easy enough and intuitive enough for everyone, because software can get complex. So I made sure like no buttons are going to be showing unless you can actually use them. So when you click on here, now additional buttons show up that you can do different things. And you have these little tool tips for you to show you how to do different things. You can create different filters. So a great filter is if you had like a acquisitions person, they're like, hey, I got an hour of downtime. What should I work on? All right, focus on the city of Andover. And I want you to cold call all of the, let me do list quality, high quality leads. Let's do a search. There's 62 leads. call all these people, start cold calling. These are the high quality leads in this specific town. Give these people a call, and this is what they can focus on. So that's another kind of good way that you can create kind of like to do or know what to focus on.
So I know that you guys offer skip tracing searches. When you import lists, is that something that you can do inside of this, or do we do
Yep.
it somewhere else?
Yep, I'll show you how to do that. I'll go through let me show you what else you can fulfill within the system. So under fulfillment, so on the top right, you can see direct mail, you can buy lead lists, you can do skip tracing, data cleansing, compliance, and if you have the premium plan, you can get list source access for free.
Okay.
To pull for 3.5-cent leads. So direct mail, you can see all the direct mail options, and even within the direct mail options, you have different templates that you can order from. Scrolling down, you have all these different lead lists that you can actually just purchase right from within the system. Now you have skip tracing. So if you want to skip trace for just phone numbers and emails, you can use this product. If you want to update undeliverable addresses, which I'll show you in a minute, I'm not going to go into that yet. And then a new one that we just added last week is homeowner skip trace. This is really cool for people that are doing driving for dollars. So here's my process on driving for dollars. I have people go out and they write down the street addresses, the street names and numbers for every property that needs to get onto our list. And they just punch that into Excel. And the way that I do it in Excel makes it probably takes 15 minutes to maybe do like 300 leads. We have a formula that works. All that they need is the street address, the city, and the state. We don't have to worry about zip codes, because zip codes for us was a pain, especially big cities or large towns that have multiple zip codes. We had to always skip trace just for the zip code of the property we were looking for. This system, you just need property address, city, and state. It's automatically going to identify the zip code for you when you import.
Awesome.
And then once you do that, you can select the leads that you brought in, and you can push them through this homeowner skip trace, and it's going to find the name, the mailing address, up to 5 phone numbers, up to 5 email addresses for you. So
awesome.
Now you don't have to really do much for when you do driving for dollars. So that was a huge value add. You can also remove sold home properties from your list, which is a huge pain for most people. And again, because I'm an investor, I want to know about the details. So this doesn't just pull off MLS sold properties, it's pulling off sold properties off market. Because in certain towns in my area or certain cities, 50% of the deals actually sell off market. So I know if this was only pulling MLS data, it's going to miss half of the properties. And I could be marketing to those properties that were already sold. So our system will scrub through MLS and off-market sold homes. So public records data.
2 questions for you really quick.
Sure.
How often does that update when you're pulling these sold properties and other things?
Excellent question. MLS data updates either daily or every other day. Public records data updates as often as the people update their system. So obviously there's going to be a delay on that, but and honestly it could be a month, could be 2 months, depending on how up to date the people are, but it still does update the system as soon as they update it in their public records.
Okay.
So
second question I have is everything a minimum order of 50, or are there some things that are less?
So these, for other than direct mail, everything is 50 records. So we try to make it kind of, as low as possible to make sense for how the API works and everything. So we try to keep these numbers as low as we possibly can.
Okay.
Yep. Then we have so we have undeliverable data, which we're probably going to be getting rid of because it's now going to be automatic on import. So when you bring your leads in, it's automatically going to identify undeliverable mailing addresses for you. So I think this product is going to be obsolete, which we're going to remove and just give it as a free service. And then you have your DNC and litigator scrub. So if you want to make sure that you're not marketing to people on the phone that are on the DNC and litigators list, you can scrub them out here. And then you have your list source access.
Awesome.
So to come is ringless voicemail, text messaging, and cold calling, which we're really excited about.
Do we have an idea of when that's going to?
Why do you have to ask? No. So I
Because
think,
I think
so
excited.
I know, no. Ringless voicemail should be within a month. Text messaging is going to be longer because that's a big, there's a lot of stuff that has to go into the back end. Cold calling might be around a month or so as well. Those are easier integrations, and there's a lot of stuff that we just have to figure out, like legality wise, and how to include it and all that stuff into the system. So we're working on development now, and within the month we should be able to have that up. I'm pushing, like for me, I'm pushing as hard as I can because I'm like, I want to use it. I want to make it easy for myself. So so yeah, we're excited to have that up very shortly. Two things I wanted to show you integration wise, and I'll be pretty quick. Returned mail system.
Yay!
So let's say that you have, and let me move. Okay. Let's say that you have your stack of mail and you get a bunch of returned mail. So we have barcodes. There's always barcodes that are on the mail pieces. So now what you can do is you can scan it in. So it just, you put it up to the webcam and you just scan it in and it keeps on recording. So once you get done with that, you can either download to CSV or you can push to OLM InvestorHub. So what it's going to do when you push to OLM InvestorHub, it's going to find the lead in the system. And if it's on your active leads page, it's going to change the status to undeliverable, push it into removed leads. And when it pushes it to remove leads, it's automatically going to remove it from future marketing activities for you automatically. So now what you can do is you can come into remove leads, do a filter on status is undeliverable, search. I have 106, select all, update on deliverables, order. And then once you order, it's going to look inside the lead, find new mailing addresses, and it's going to do a search, and it's never going to pull back the same address you already have in the system. It's always going to give you a new address. But it's going to save this mailing address, and in the history page, it's going to show you the other mailing address that came back undeliverable.
Awesome.
So you'll always keep that history, that historical data in here, because for me, if a mail piece comes back undeliverable more than 2 times, we start to cold call.
Okay.
So we start to cold call them. So that's how the system works. So now you can do hundreds of these in like minutes and skip trace them very easily.
That's amazing. I think on the last call that we did, I got called out for having a big old stack of undeliverable.
Yeah, it happens to everyone. It takes so long. The last integration I just want to show you just very quickly is how this system works with like our CRM system.
Perfect.
So I'm just going to go into, here it is here. So I'm going to take this lead here, 1 Baldwin Road, and I'm going to create a new seller lead. And I'm going to come down here. What is it? Wilmington. So I'm going to come down here, property address, 1 Baldwin, Wilmington. Let me just put in the required information, self. Okay, now I'm going to save it. So once it comes into the system and you update a status, okay, when you update the status on the right-hand side, you're going to see it says that there was an API went to InvestorHub. So that person was on my active leads page. So now if I refresh, the 1 Baldwin is not there anymore. They're now in my removed leads page. And if I scroll down here, we have 1 Baldwin. So I'm going to click on that and go to history. And you can see it's now on working lead status. Okay, so now I'm not they're pulled off my future marketing activities because now I'm talking to them over the phone communication and following up with them through my CRM follow-up sequences. So now I don't have to worry about going back into my other lead database, pulling them off so I don't market to them anymore. It does it automatically.
So if you move your lead to like a ghosted status inside of your CRM system, does it put it back onto the,
What a great question.
I'm sure it doesn't say ghosted, but
Right here, add
oh,
back to marketing. So you click on that, and now it's going to do an integration with the system. And now let me click back on the leads page. And now it's back here. And now it's back in your future marketing activities, and you can see it came back into active status today.
oh, I feel like I set you up for that one and I
Yeah,
didn't even
I know
know.
you did. That's great.
The
So
only thing
now it's back on the marketing
is
activity.
I need you to change the format on it to say ghosted.
Ghosted. All right, we'll change. We'll update that. I like that. That's everything that I wanted to get through. I know we're a few minutes longer, but there's so many more things in this system. And it's even like the small features that I haven't talked about that people are like, that just saved me so much time. And again, the goal is to reduce people's time so they can focus on the high value things and also be very consistent and much more efficient with their marketing dollars.
No, absolutely. I love everything that you went over with us. Can we talk a little bit about pricing really quick?
Sure. Yep. So you have the, so if they do go through checkout, just go through, you have a link, right, to our website?
I do, and I'm putting, will it be the same promotional codes that I sent earlier
Yes.
or, okay,
Yes. It'll be the same things. If you need them again, just let me know.
okay.
So the other thing, like make it very intuitive, solve a lot of the problems, but make it like very good. Like I don't want cost to be the issue for anybody. So in Investor Hub, we have 3 plans. And so here they are, 39 that does still everything, 89 or 199. So those are all the plans. As you move up in cost of the program, the fulfillment cost generally will decrease.
Okay.
So if you're not doing too much, but you just want to use it for lead management, it's $39 a month to do all that stuff that we just went over. As you start to do more fulfillment and you move up in these different plans, it'll get you cheaper pricing. And not only that, the premium plan, I call it kind of the no-brainer plan for people because it gives you free list source access when normally on our website it's $99 a month. So basically, you know, if you need list source access, take $99 away, now you're at $100. Also, it's tiered pricing in premium. All these other plans, for letters, it's 73 cents for standard class. And then first class is its own price, no matter how many you order. Because there's tiered pricing in the premium, if you fulfill 1,300 mailers a month, the cost is actually cheaper in this plan than it is on our website. And the cost difference is about $200. You save $200 fulfilling 1,300 mailers because of how the bracketing system works. You save $200 by fulfilling 1,300 on OLM InvestorHub rather than our website. So you basically just paid for the plan itself, and you get all these other cool functions and features in the system.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. I threw the discount codes into the chat box for everybody. You can also find them on our website at reilivesrq.com. If you need them at a later date, that's always a great place to go check out for any promotional codes that we have for any of our companies and partners that we work with. But thank you so much, Justin. I can't wait to hear as the rest of the things come out and you guys roll those out. So maybe we'll try to schedule another one coming up once you have
I'd love
those.
to. Yeah, that sounds
Perfect.
great.
Well, thank you so much, Justin. I know you've got a busy rest of your day scheduled. So we thank you for your time and we hope you have a great one. Okay.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.